Let's talk about then your relationship with the Conservatives, because on this week's numbers it suggests that Labour would be overwhelmingly the biggest party but wouldn't be able to necessarily govern on their own. It might be a hung parliament. You've clearly ruled out working with the Conservatives under Boris Johnson, but would you consider working with Rishi Sunak in some kind of coalition?
No. I spent all my life fighting the Conservatives.
You were in coalition with them for 5 years. You sat around the cabinet table with David Cameron.
And I fought them every day during that period, let me tell you.
But you were on the same side. You were part of that government.
You can fight within a government. It's quite possible, and I did every single day. And I beat them on things like renewable power, where we quadrupled renewable power. But when I became leader of the party, I made it very clear that my job was to get the Conservatives out of government. So I want to beat lots of Conservative MPs, and it wouldn't be very sensible, would it, having spent all that time defeating Conservative MPs, trying to get them out of government, then to put them back in.
Well, politicians sometimes change their minds, but you've been very clear you're not going to do that. What about working with the Labour Party? Would you do a coalition deal with Keir Starmer?
Well, that is a hypothetical question, because we don't know what's going to happen after.
It's a very real political question.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen after the next election, as you know. And, you know, as I said just to one of your questions earlier, we are not going to take the voters for granted. We have got to earn their support to manage to get into a position where there are many more Liberal Democrat MPs in the next Parliament.
But you are explicitly ruling out working with the Conservatives. I know you don't want to give 100% clarity, but by implication you are open to working with Labour in some kind of coalition arrangement.
No, the focus is on getting rid of Conservative MPs, and I make no apology for that.
Our viewers aren't daft. They can hear you're very happy to say, I'd never work with the Tories, but you don't say that about the Labour Party. So if there were to be a hung Parliament, and the Labour government, Keir Starmer gets you on the blower after you chat in Westminster Abbey and says, OK, I need your backing, what would your price be?
But listen, that is a hypothetical question. When I'm knocking on doors around the country and I'm talking and listening to people on the NHS and the cost of living, on sewage and many, many other issues, they're not bringing that up. They want to know what the Liberal Democrat policies would be. And what I want to do is to win lots of seats, mainly off the Conservatives, some off the SNP, and then you'll have lots of Liberal Democrat MPs able to push forward Liberal Democrat policies, whatever the combination of the next Parliament.